Humans.
What about them?
What do you think of them?
They're fine. Hardly worthy of us. Zeus could never stand it if they were really any good.
Careful.
Shush. So there they sit, cold, hard-working, doomed to death in the underworld. They're useless.
They have potential.
They are a waste of universe.
But aren't we as well? What's the point, Athena? Look around you. A shining city atop a mountain, surrounded by the clouds, glowing gold in the radiance of Apollo. Inhabited by you, Athena. You and your fellow Olympians dwelling here like timeless boulders. But you're not timeless, are you? You began. It was not long ago when I strode over Olympus without fear that my steps would sound too loudly for the gods' sensibilities. Your end will come too.
Don't be afraid, Prometheus, you dirty traitor. You're on our side.
It's in the comparison. When Olympus belonged to me and my brothers, we were as timeless as you gods are now. The clouds glowed orange in the fiery eyes of Kronos. But the Titans fell, and the gods rose, and nobody cares.
What does matter then? Nothing?
Potential, the forward movement of time,
The acquisition of millennia. The relationship with wisdom.
the discovery and exploration.
The broadening of horizons.
Athena!
Should I go?
Yes.
Alas, I won't. I find the constant battle of nature and logic endlessly amusing. The repository of thought.
Humans.
Everyone wants to talk about humans today. How are you, Demeter?
I gave them and the summer, and still they're cold.
You could lock the summer away. Give them a real cold to compare a balmy night to. And they'd lose the urge to suffer quickly.
Or they'd die.
Or that.
Zeus would be mad.
What is it that you want with humans, Demeter?
They think too much. They're a part of the earth. They should never think, because as soon as they do, it gets them in on destroying. These humans use their thoughts to push outside of the earth's circle, and that's not a place where they should be. That has no purpose for them. You're logical, analytical, cause to effect, a signifier to signified. What you don't understand is...
Nihilism?
I wouldn't go as far as that, dear. Look, the earth works in cycles, and the humans are a part of it. They don't need to ponder, they just need to do. And the way they think, so wrapped up in the pain of the world, they'll tear it to bits. Could you make them stop?
So their thoughts don't matter.
They don't think.
There's a lot to be learned from suffering.
And you would know that, wouldn't you, Prometheus?
No, not yet.
Humans can't think, shouldn't think, they'll ruin everything. Look at them, Athena. Look at their little hands with their little minds that are so bent on what's happening, the why and the how. Not like any of my other inhabitants. You don't see a sick horse wishing that she wasn't getting chased by wolves. She just panics, solves the problem, or dies. But these humans, they sit there in pain and hanging on the edge of life. They resent it.
It? I think you mean you, Demeter.
Just look at what damage they'll do.
If they resent you, for setting them in the middle of a world without purpose or means of escape besides death or the underworld?
I can't imagine why they'd do something like that.
I'm not hurting them, much less hurting them intentionally, but in the name of survival, they'll ruin the whole world. Stop them, Athena, stop them, because one day they're going to wake up and they will have thought for so long about how brutal they believe the earth has been to them, they'll tear me to shreds.
They're hardly thinking now. I doubt you could even call it that, what they're doing. They sit down there, plotting revenge against you, managing to survive when you make it so difficult. They make you the enemy. Either you'll survive or they will. They are useless. They can hardly put their thoughts to any use, not without
Innovation.
action. But that suffering and resentment, that it may be the only part of those miserable earthbound metalworks that might in any way be worth saving.
Why save it?
Maybe it will grow.
They're too busy suffering now. Imagine if someone helped them.
You think they should be worse than they are?
Not worse. With my wisdom, they'd be able to do something.
No, they wouldn't. They just sit around thinking all day.
Just wait, both of you. Humans are dangerous.
Dangerously incompetent, maybe.
They're hardly incompetent.
What do you mean by that?
Humans are amazing, at least from what I've seen. Take a moment to think, Athena. Who likes the humans?
You?
I don't matter.
No one, then. Maybe Zeus.
I'm ambivalent. Maybe I don't like them. Maybe I love them.
You're just afraid of them.
They're reaching out.
Lashing out, you mean? Blindly, in whichever direction they can see.
Revenge. It's a divine concept, isn't it? We had revenge all to ourselves for so long, and then the humans came and snatched it up. That little concept that hurting someone who hurt you will somehow cool the fever and the pain. They find themselves in a harsh world. They suffer and die and lash out with axes and shovels and smoke towards the world herself. It's a noble sort of quest, perpetuating such a sentiment. We've been at it for eons.
It won't always be so noble.
They're not calling it revenge. You're saying this is some kind of crusade against imagined wrongs, but that's not what they're doing. They think too hard about problems that are actually simple. They make it out like I don't matter, that the physical world means nothing.
And what does it mean, Demeter?
Well, if you were on Earth, I could drop you into Hades.
But we aren't on Earth.
Maybe you could think how tall the asphodel has grown as you fell away from the real world. Or maybe what you think just wouldn't matter at all. I thought you didn't care about the humans, Athena.
They're rather miraculous, don't you think? Learning to live the wrong way.
Is this all it takes to make you shift your opinion?
My opinion changes swiftly, banking on the currents of truth. I debate, after all. I never argue.
Prometheus shines a light on the humans, and you see yourself, and now you approve.
I have a lovely reflection. Did you think of that? I'm willing to share my wisdom with humans.
But my dear, aren't you wisdom?
They didn't invent it.
Do you consider yourself a human construct?
Wisdom belonged to me a long time before the humans started throwing the word around.
And before that, you were feeding it to Zeus, huddling inside his monster's head.
Careful.
You are likely never wise. Wisdom isn't a birthright. It simply
Popped out one day?
Shut up.
They're stacking up logs to block the wind.
Those are mine.
I can't believe you want them to stop.
You can't be serious. Look at what they're doing.
Look at what they'll do.
You're defending them, Athena?
Someone has to.
But why? I thought you said that they were useless.
A waste of universe.
Perhaps they have more potential than I originally assumed.
Potential. Ah, that's it.
What's that supposed to mean?
You say they don't think. That's nonsense, Athena, as I think you're coming to realize. They think because that's how it gives them the presence of mind to resent me, to blame me for their cold toes and those lost in battle. You just don't like what they're doing with their newfound wisdom.
Oh, and what are they doing with it?
Nothing. Your presence in their lives means nothing. The deepest thoughts of the humans is nothing but vitriol and revenge. I'm sorry, Athena, I really am, but what greater conclusion can you come to?
That I must take action.
You'd have them hurt me?
No, but I'd have them be capable of it.
Because then they wouldn't.
Yes.
No!
What are you saying?
No, they won't stop striking out against everything that wronged them as soon as they're able to. At first, they'll only do it more. They don't see it as wrong, Athena, just as survival.
It's wrong.
They're looking out for themselves.
It's evil. They think just enough to hurt me.
You expect them to foresee the future.
When all they can do is see it, and only if you give them the time.
They don't see the consequences until the harm is done.
Not everyone has the foresight of the gods.
What good are either of you anyway? You are just enough knowledge to make them hurt me, and you allow it. More than that, you make it happen.
I won't deny that.
I'm sorry.
Not yet. But you have time.
Still, they'll act.
They will. That's how they see the future, isn't that what you said?
Wisdom learned long past prevention.
But they will learn, Prometheus. I do believe that.
Yes.
And I thought I didn't like them.